Hey, how we doing out there, YouTube? Hey, Lomax back here with another video. Uh, Hope everybody is having a blessed day. The time is currently 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas today, which is my home, right? Born and raised, South Carolina, that is. Uh, Thought I would change the scenery for you guys today. Give y'all something beautiful to look at. Uh, this is a park, a duck pond too. Duck pond is down that way. Just peace and quiet, right? It's just me, just boys, right? Uh, so I saw a video today, and I think I should go a little bit deeper into my home upbringing, and then I go ahead and carry on with how we really get indoctrinated at an early age to be groomed for a narcissist, right? So come back with me. Take a step down with me down memory lane, as you will. Growing up, what is really like to grow up in an abusive home? And I'm gonna tell y'all, this is my truth, okay? This is not to bring hate against loved ones. This is not to shame loved ones. This is just my truth, what I'm telling, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate. Just know, y'all experience this. You're not alone, okay? There's lots of people in this world like me and you that goes through this. This happens every day. Some of us are uninformed until it happens, right? So with that being said, let me get into it. Ooh, y'all, it's hot too. A lot of humid here, but let me get into it. So, what is it really like growing up in an abusive home? Number one thing, neglect. Oh yeah, neglect. You're not seen, you're not heard. You're not taken serious as a child. You're barely being provided for. I can give you many stories and events that's happened to me when I was younger. So with the neglect, all right, in my family background, gambling was a big one. Still to this day it is. Neglect, gambling, physical abuse, emotional abuse, no food, no care, manipulation, alcoholism. That's another big one. Of course, gambling, porn. Let's be very clear. Predatory friendships of your parents. Marijuana, that's another one. Crack cocaine, that's another one. Not feeling heard or seen, if I didn't already say that. Bad language in general, bad lexicon in general. Every single thing has to be a mother this, a squat this, a F-bomb that, F-bomb here and there, a BIT, you say the rest, or that nature, right? So the neglect part, you guys, I was neglected, me, my brother, and my sister. My mother chose to put card gambling before our well-being. When my grandmother was still alive, um, she is what you would call the big mama of the whole family. Uh, when grandma was alive, of course you all may know the family dynamic was here. She was like the glue, right? And I remember when every Sunday, they have a family dinner, which will eventually turn into a card game, aka drinking party, aka smoking party. Okay, well, people are playing cards with their rent money. They're playing school nights, you guys. School nights, adults not even going home and bathe, stuck there playing cards. Um, I remember times it was so smoky in my grandmother's apartment that you could, when you open the door, you could see clouds of smoke, like overcast. And when we would try to go to sleep, because we still had to go to school in the morning, when we would try to go to sleep, our eyes would be burning, itching. It was so hard to sleep, y'all. It was so hard to sleep. Um, so yeah, that was a lot of neglect. I've saw other friends of the family who also came to the card game with newborn babies. I've saw some women and men smoking while their wives was pregnant, or girlfriends, or what have you not. Pregnant lady smoking. Alcohol, again, you guys, that's a big one. Uh, from what I could remember, my mom, she was a she was a functional alcoholic when she was younger. Um, but thankfully she quit. Thank God. But pops, he's still at it, you guys. He's still at it. Um, Shameful acts, you guys. Um, your parents can cause a lot of shame on you without you even realizing it. Embarrassments, you know. I remember times where I remember times when I would have to go down the street to one of my friends' house and ask for food because we didn't have any food in the refrigerator. My brother, he would try to do what he could, get some bread. I think even scrape the mold off of it and put it in the oven, make butter bread or something like that. Right? Um, my little sister, she was in the mix too, I'm 7 or 8 years older than her, but she was with my mom a lot. Um, but as me and my brother was getting older, and as I was getting older, right, um, things even got worse. Things even got worse during my teenage years. My pops, he started becoming jealous of us. Um, he would try to put his hands on us a lot as we got older, as we was growing. He would often say things like, and you guys, we only 13 and 14 at this point, and 15 maybe. Um, Things were so bad at home. My brother actually moved in with his now baby mom at 15, 16 years old because him and my father would not get along. They would bump heads all the time. And it even goes as far as to say, when my father used to get drunk, he used to tell me that I was none of his child. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is very real what I'm telling you guys. I don't sugarcoat anything. I tell you the truth, and I give it to you straight. But yeah, he would tell me this. And when I would tell my mother this, she would basically try to cover up for him and say, "Oh, don't worry about it. He's drunk." And you guys, I didn't understand this when I was younger. I didn't understand what she was doing. She was basically accepting his behavior. You know what I mean? Still as love. Um, she's codependent. She doesn't work. She haven't worked anywhere in a long time. He, basically, she basically depends on him, right? I think it's what you call codependency. And basically, she put this man before her own children well-being, right? Hey, but this is what was going on. And physical abuse. My father, oftentimes when he would get drunk, he would want to come. I know he used to hit me and my brother in the back of the head. He used to try to give us a whack in the back of the head when we was younger and becoming of young men, young teenagers. And one of my cousins, his age, called him out on that. He said, "Man, I'm gonna have to stop hanging with you because you have a funny way with showing you love your children, this and that, And my cousin was actually wanting to put hands on him, actually wanted to, go them rounds with him. But I see he wouldn't step to another grown man. My cousin, he had children himself. He had two boys himself, and unfortunately, the youngest one, he's in prison right now. My cousin, he's in prison right now. Same thing that happened in my family happened in this family. Two sides of the same coin. But so marijuana. I've been around it. I've tried it. I didn't like it. I don't smoke. I really don't even drink. I may have a margarita once a year. Very true. I don't drink. I don't smoke. But marijuana was another big thing. I still have people in my family to this day who will smoke marijuana with underage teens. Instead of being the parent, they're more like friends. I couldn't imagine smoking marijuana with my child, right? No, that's a big no-no. But now this is going to get a little more intense. Another big one was on my aunt side of the family, which is my dad's oldest sister. Her husband, I remember he used to get drunk as well. He used to get so drunk, you guys, and they had 5 children too, which are my cousins. I was always the youngest out the bunch, besides my sister. This was before my sister was born a little bit. But anyway, I remember we would spend a night with them often, and I would get babysit by my grandmother. She's still alive, up in age now, but she's doing well. She's doing okay, right? I remember he would get so drunk that I don't remember him being abusive per se, but I do remember him getting so annihilated that he had this big plasma flat screen floor model TVs. If you old enough, you remember. But he would have explicit videos playing. Yeah. In front of the kids. Me and his own kids. And he would get so inebriated that I've saw him multiple times vomit and land in his own vomit. You guys, These are true stories, very true stories, and things that I've dealt with growing up. During that time, I was born in '92, so children, I guess they were seen and not heard, or were not heard and not seen. You know what I mean? We were told to go upstairs. If we wasn't cut or bleeding, they didn't want to hear nothing. Basically, they didn't care how we felt. They don't care. They didn't care what we was going through as children. A lot of times we were allowed to just run around the neighborhood, the apartment complexes. Uh, Man, you know, guys, the more I think about it, and the more I share with you guys, because like I said, I'm just not getting out of my comfort zone, sharing these stories with you and this content. It even wants to bring me to tears sometimes because I didn't realize I went through all this, and I have more for you guys. Uh, so let me continue. So another thing that I experienced and what really goes on in a toxic home with a mother and a father is I saw many times my pops would get so drunk, would come home from the card game, he would be mad and drunk because my mother didn't come in when he said come in. And I remember this one day I was in the living room, and if you look through the living room, there was the kitchen. And I remember he just went across her face, you know. And I remember I was shocked, you guys. I remember I was so stunned. I was so young, maybe about 12. I didn't know what to do. I was stunned. I was shocked. She didn't do anything. She just walked out the house and went for a walk. And I remember I tried to tell her, "You okay? You okay?" And you know, she just yelled at me, told me to go back in the house and all that. And I think she didn't even come. I think I went to sleep before she even came back. But yeah, this what was going on. Um, One of the last things I want to talk about, because I want to save some for later. Um, Overstepping the child's boundaries. I remember blatantly. This was a time when a PlayStation 2 was very popular, the gaming system. And I was playing the video game in the living room on the TV. And my pops, he came in drunk. And first thing he did, you guys, I had to be what 14, maybe 15. He came in about drunk, and I think my mother was asleep. And as far as I can remember, he was saying, you know, get that got D thing off my TV, this and then the third. And at this time I didn't even have a memory card. I was so far in the game, right? And I said, okay, Pop, you know, I get it off. And he was like, get it off, right? God doggone now. And when I come back, if you ain't off of it, you know, I'm gonna stomp the crap out of it. You guys, by the time I was nearly getting ready to unplug the game, the man came back in the living room, and he literally ran to the floor and he stomped my PlayStation 2. He stomped it out. He broke my PlayStation 2. And that was a gift. That was a gift from one of my sister's teachers to us, you know? Yeah, he did that. And me and him had words back and forth. And my mother, she woke up and she called the police on us. She called the police on me. Not him. Basically me. And you guys, this is when I lost favor and respect for a lot of officers of the law. I know they all not the same, But she called the cops, and the cops came by. And I'm gonna tell you how narcissistic my pops is. He was all riled up when he did that. I guess that made him feel like a man, or whatever you may call it. Uh, he went out and sat on the front on the porch because it was night by then. It was nighttime when all this happened, and the cops pulled up. And my mother, she was screaming like, I don't, y'all gonna make me get put out of my place and all that, Section 8 housing and all that. Um, the cops come, and the cops ask what happened. The first thing this man did was lie. He said, "Oh, I work hard, and oh, that's my son. I tried to teach him something and all that and the third." And you got, I couldn't believe this man was telling a lie like this. He tried to act all calm with the cops, like nothing happened, like he didn't just throw a tantrum and damage my stuff, right? And the cop came to me, and I was so upset, you guys, that the cops was saying something, and I said something back to the cop. He was like, "Oh, well, you ought to be lucky. You got a place to live and this and that and the third." And I was like, "Well, what about him?" He was just like, "Oh, I'm talking to you. I arrest you. You say something else smart and this and then the third. You talk back to your pops and all that. You gonna do that with me?" I'm dead serious, you guys. This was what the cop was telling me. But I'm the victim here. I'm the victim here. Again, y'all, I think this stuff is set up from the beginning. I really do. I really do believe that. When you grow up in these abusive homes and what it's really like, the first thing people are quick to do is say, "Don't disrespect your parents." But it also says after that in the scriptures, it says, "Don't provoke your children." They never talk about that part. But you guys, thanks for listening. Let me know what you think. Share your story. Leave a comment. Let me know if things like this happen to you growing up in a toxic family. Hit the like button. Share, subscribe. I just wanted to give you guys that background. I have more coming, because all this is leading up to being exposed and vulnerable. This is how people with empathy, like myself, people get taken advantage of later on in life. And you wonder where it comes from. Because you were endured and programmed to accept less than your childhood. There's no way around this. There's no way around this. But this is what happened. I'm just now being, educated to the fact of on what I was dealing with. I didn't know about narcissism and all that. But the whole time I was seeing it throughout my upbringing, but never knew what it was. I always knew it was something off terribly with my family. Feeling not seen, abused, all that. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to me. Stay tuned. Have another one coming. Peace.